Hello and welcome. I'm Johan Castell and you're watching WION Wings. On the show today, we explore India's incredible potential as a wildlife tourism destination and show you how rocketing temperatures are affecting the tourism sector worldwide. A snapshot of colorful festivals that are taking place around the world. Last but not least, a Viking festival in Denmark that attracts thousands of enthusiasts every summer. Let's dive right in. When we think of visiting Africa, chances are that a wildlife safari and spotting the top 5 are on your bucket list. But can we say the same for India? Yet the country offers some of the best and most diverse wildlife experiences anywhere on Earth. Let's explore India's potential as a wildlife tourism destination.
India is home to many iconic animals that define the country's wildlife experiences, such as the legendary Bengal tigers and the majestic Indian elephants that can reach over 3 meters. India has over 500 wildlife sanctuaries and more than 100 national parks. The country, however, is not perceived internationally as a destination where wildlife is in focus. By contrast, Africa successfully branded their safaris and experiences by spotting the 5 African wildlife giants. India could copy this approach to attract more foreign visitors. Currently, India has the largest tiger population in the world. The country is home to nearly 75% of the world's population of tigers. However, achieving this took work. Over the last decade, tiger deaths increased to 116 from 68. Still, the conservation efforts and growing focus on the value of thriving wildlife in the country's national parks have yielded effective results. From 2006 to 2018, the number of tigers in India increased by more than 100%. From 2018 to now, the tiger population has increased to nearly 4,000. But the country is also home to the other unique, majestic and iconic animals. So, what animals should you aim to see when looking for the best wildlife experience in India? We recommend our top 5 Indian wildlife sighting highlights. The Bengal tiger is on most people's bucket list. Another unique experience in India is seeing the one-horned rhinoceros Kaziranga National Park. And there's nothing like seeing the great Indian elephant in the wild. You can also spot leopards on a safari in India. Perhaps a surprise mention on the list, but one of our favorites was the giant endangered saltwater crocodiles in Odisha. So, where should you head to have the best experiences in India for spotting wildlife and exploring parks? Here's our take. The first mention goes to Odisha's Bhitarkanika National Park, where the giant saltwater crocodiles lounge around on the river banks by the mangroves of this large park. This lovely reserve gets mentioned thanks to its proximity to Delhi NCR, still boasting pitch-black night skies and wonderful safaris available from the park's south side. Even a visit to the centrally located fort in the middle of the park is a worthy excursion. Devrigarh gets a special mention thanks to its good chances of spotting animals. We had great luck sighting several large mammals on our drive through the park, likely due to the road separating the forest from the Hirakud Dam where animals go to drink. Jim Corbett National Park, located in northern India's Uttarakhand state, is rich in flora and fauna and is most famous for its Bengal tigers, but sightings also include leopards and elephants, not to mention hundreds of species of birds. Another one of our favorite experiences is the leopard safari in Jerash, Rajasthan. The lack of thick vegetation makes for great chances to spot leopards here. Some even claim this is the world's best spot for sighting the otherwise shy and well-camouflaged animal. Even if you don't spot a leopard here, you'll have a blast going over the large rock outcroppings between the farms in this rural area. It's easy to see that India has immense potential to develop a thriving wildlife tourism sector and for enthusiasts worldwide to come and explore the unique aspects of India's offering. Why settle for a park in the jungle when you can have a majestic Indian ancient fort as well? There are undoubtedly exciting USPs here.
From deep in the Sahara Desert to the European Alps, participating in festivals is perhaps one of the best ways to experience a country's vibrant culture. Up next, we bring you unique world festivals. We begin in Algeria. The Sebeiba festival is a vibrant explosion of color, music and dance. The annual event takes place in Janet, located 1,500 kilometers southeast of Algiers. The festival dates back over 3,000 years, but it hasn't lost its relevance. Even today, thousands of Tuareg people get together to celebrate the festival that marks the end of an ancient tribal feud. Semi-nomadic herders and traders by tradition, the Tuareg practice Islam. They inhabit a vast swath of the Sahara and Sahel, spanning Algeria, Libya, Niger, Mali and Burkina Faso. The Sebeiba festival is quite a captivating spectacle. For 10 days, male dancers, emulating warriors with swords in hand, perform to the singing and drumbeat of women.
I'm impressed. Wow, I like just everything. Seeing the people, they are so beautiful, as well the dancers with the dresses and the swords and the music. I like this special drums and yeah, but as well the audience. Everything around is very special and of course completely different than where I come from in Germany.
Recognizing the significance of the Sebeiba ritual and its accompanying ceremonies, UNESCO added it to the list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2014. It also noted the role of local craftspeople who make the uniforms, weapons, jewelry, and musical instruments for the ceremonies. Up next, we take you to Jordan. This is the ancient city of Jerash, located around 50 kilometers north of Amman. Inhabited since the Bronze Age, Jerash is known for the ruins of the walled Greco-Roman settlement of Gerasa, just outside the modern city. The Jerash Festival of Culture and Arts was founded by Queen Noor in 1981. Held in July every year, it transforms the ancient city into one of the world's liveliest and most spectacular cultural events. The carnival features folklore dances by local and international groups, ballet, concerts, plays, opera, and popular singers. A staggering 2,000 artists participate in the extravaganza, and it attracts over 100,000 visitors each year. Over to the Swiss Alps now. 100 Alphorn players gathered on a wind-swept pasture for the 22nd International Alphorn Festival. The players formed a wide semicircle at Traquet, above the ski resort of Haut-Nendas in southern Switzerland. Several hundred spectators made the cable car trip or trekked up the mountainside to sit amongst the wildflowers at 2,200 meters above sea level for the unique competition. The Alphorn is a straight wooden instrument around 3.4 meters long with a cup-shaped mouthpiece. It was first documented in the 16th century and historically warned of dangers.
Alors ça n'existe pas seulement au cours des Alpes, hein. Je donne toujours l'exemple, les pompiers, ils ont...
It's like firemen who have trumpets to tell people if there's a fire and that they have to take the hose and so on. The Alphorn is a bit like that, but in the mountains. I think we communicated like that because when people were alone with the animals, we could communicate with the horn. When there was danger to warn off wolves or a wounded animal. It's a language. It's like the iPhone of today.
In the competition, the players are judged by a 4-person jury, screened off inside a tent so they don't know who is playing. Besides Swiss competitors, French, German, American and Canadian players also participated. 58-year-old Adolf Sobrist won the title for the 4th time. Lastly, let's go over to France for the annual Fetes De Bayonne. The annual festival is held in Bayonne, regarded as the capital of the French Basque country. Also known as the Big Summer Festival, it's a massive spectacle. The Fetes de Bayonne festival began in 1932, when locals decided to create their own version of the San Fermin festival of Pamplona, famous for the running of the bulls. The festival opens with the traditional ceremony around the town hall balcony, where King Leon throws away the city keys, kicking off 5 days of non-stop partying. Patrons, both young and old, participate in this mega event.
Getting together with friends, colleagues and simply partying. But let's not talk about drinking though.
I used to come here when I was around 2 years old, and finally I am back here after 20 long years. You must enjoy the festivities and celebrate.
The Fetes de Bayonne draws in around 1 million revelers from all over France, Spain and other European countries. Over the past few months, the world has been struck by one extreme weather event after the other. How is the blistering heat wave affecting the tourism industry? What are the best destinations to visit right now? Watch this story.
Climate change is taking a toll on the tourism industry. July 2023 is the warmest month on record, and scorching hot temperatures are wreaking havoc across some of the world's most popular tourism destinations. In the US, the National Weather Service forecasts extreme heat conditions for several areas in Pennsylvania, Delaware and New Jersey, and Philadelphia is declaring a heat health emergency.
We can say that the first 3 weeks of July have been the warmest 3 weeks period ever observed in our record. And digging a bit deeper into that information, if we look at the top 21 hottest days in terms of the global mean temperature, they have all occurred this month.
A deadly heat wave is also sweeping southern Europe. Climbing temperatures in Italy, Spain and Greece are leaving tourists scurrying for shade. With its beach resorts and ancient ruins, the Greek island of Rhodes is one of the top vacation destinations in Europe. But this year, thousands of tourists had to be evacuated due to wildfires. If you are keen to travel somewhere this summer, stay away from these tourist hotspots. Instead, here are a few interesting places you can visit where you will not encounter a blistering heat wave. Topping our list is definitely Bavaria, where the Nebelhorn Peak just saw snowfall in the middle of summer. The 2,224-meter high mountain in Germany is usually snow-free in the summer. Another option in Europe is Budapest. Hungary has seen relatively mild temperatures compared to its southern neighbors. It's also an affordable place to visit, making it even more attractive for tourists. Or are you looking for some places to visit in India? Destinations where you can avoid the monsoon? Your best bet would be to head to Jammu and Kashmir. The region is witnessing a tourism revival. Also highly recommended is a trip to Ladakh, nestled in the northernmost part of India. The best time to visit this mountainous region is between June and October. The rugged beauty of Ladakh is unparalleled.
Are you fascinated by Vikings? Well, you are not alone. Recently in Denmark, over 1,000 festival participants dressed up to fight like the legendary warriors. Have you ever wondered what Viking battles of the past used to look like? Then let's take you to the quaint town of Slagelse in Denmark. Over 1,000 Vikings recently gathered at a Trelleborg ring fortress for a special event. It's one of Denmark's largest Viking festivals with a unique feature. Participants passionately reenact Viking battles of the past, thus celebrating Norse culture. This battle of around 300 warriors is a recreation of the hostilities between King Harald and his son, Svein Forkbeard, who rebelled against his father and took over his throne over 1,000 years ago. With shields and spears, the reenactments are no child's play.
We train a lot. We train in our group once or twice every week for a few hours each time, the whole year round. So there's a lot of effort going into this.
A Viking ring fortress, or Trelleborg-type fortress, is a type of circular fort of a special design that was common in Scandinavia during the Viking Age.
There are only 5 of them so far found. They are completely circular, and you do have a lot of round fortresses around the world, but not constructed like these ones. If you look at the ground plan for the fortresses, they are strictly geometrical built, laid out. They are built at about the same time. They represent the time of the state formation, and they represent the power of King Harald Bluetooth. So they are quite unique in that sense.
This fortress is one of 5 known fortifications constructed by the Viking king Harald Bluetooth Gormson in Denmark, who reigned over Denmark from the 1950s to 1980s. King Harald's reign is considered an important period in Danish history. He was one of the last Viking kings to rule over what's now Denmark, northern Germany, and parts of Sweden and Norway. To emphasize how the king connected much of Scandinavia during his lifetime, the Swedish telecommunications giant Ericsson even named its Bluetooth wireless technology after him. His name lives on, and the forts he constructed continue to thrive in the modern world. Historians hope these forts could soon be added to UNESCO's World Heritage List, giving due historical recognition to the region's Nordic past. And now it's time for the latest travel, tourism, and aviation news and updates. It's time for our newsletter. Northern India has been battling devastating monsoons and floods, and the country's northeastern part is also suffering. The flood from the swollen Brahmaputra River recently engulfed nearly 450 villages in 17 districts in Assam, inundating the Kaziranga National Park, which is renowned for its one-horned rhinoceros. According to official reports, 9 animals, including 2 one-horned rhinos, died after water from the river flooded the park. Other animals, including deer, python, and wild buffaloes, also died from heavy flooding in the park. Heavy rains in Assam had also inundated swaths of farmland and villages, forcing thousands of villagers to flee to safer grounds. Even though floods are common in Assam due to seasonal monsoon showers, the damage caused this year is a cause of worry. A sky full of colorful, beautiful balloons. These were the animated scenes at the 40th annual Jersey Lottery Festival of Ballooning in Reddington, New Jersey. The event featured mass ascensions of up to 100 balloons twice a day, in addition to music, entertainment, and a gripping drone light show. Around 100 hot air balloons from all over the world dotted the New Jersey summer sky in a delightful variety of colors and shapes. Some eye-catching ones included a balloon shaped like Darth Vader, the famous Star Wars character, tigers, horses, and even a giant cake. Another highlight of the festival was the spectacle in the sky. In a bid to make the event more environmentally friendly, a 300-drone light show replaced the decades-old firework routine. Have you ever heard of a musical performed in something like a cave? Come to the Chinese city of Dunhuang, where the world's first cave-style immersive experience drama, Ancient Sound of Dunhuang, was held. The audience was left delighted with the seemingly alive murals on the walls. On the central stage in the cave, the drama showed the protagonist playing the pipa while dancing gracefully, taking the audience through a journey of over 1,000 years of Dunhuang music and dance. The real-life dancing mythical maidens and the suddenly leaping Vajrapani created a mesmerizing theatrical experience. Every scenery around the audience appeared to be a living mural. After the dance drama, the audience could also enter a characteristic ancient marketplace, where they could take photos with the Vajrapani from the performance, interact with vendors, and witness the past prosperity of ancient Dunhuang. That's all we have for you in this week's episode of the show, but we'll be back again next weekend. Until then, it's me, Johan Castell, signing off. Until next time, goodbye.